ท่านแขกผู้มีเกียรติที่เคารพรักครับส่วนใหญ่ก็เชื่อว่าเป็นพี่น้องนะครับร่วมวิชาชีพกันนะครับเป็นครูบาอาจารย์นะครับวันนี้วันดีนะครับวันอาทิตย์ที่ 5 ตุลาคมนะครับฝนไม่ตกนะครับลุ้นกันอยู่พักใหญ่นะครับในช่วงสัปดาห์ที่ผ่านมานะครับฝนตกเกือบทุกวันเลยแต่เมื่อวานนะครับเรามีการต้อนรับนะครับแขกปีนี้เนี่ยมากันหลายประเทศนะครับครบในส่วนของอาเซียนเลยนะครับรวมทั้งทางติมอร์เลสเต้ก็มาด้วยนะครับปีนี้นะครับเราก็จะมีผู้แทนนะครับในการนำเสนอเรียกว่า country report นะครับเป็นสถานการณ์ทางการศึกษาของแต่ละประเทศนะครับในช่วงบ่ายถือว่าเป็นกิจกรรมที่น่าสนใจมากนะครับในช่วงเช้านะครับเราจะมีพิธีเปิดโดยได้รับเกียรติอย่างสูงนะครับจากท่านรัฐมนตรีช่วยว่าการกระทรวงศึกษาธิการนะครับดร.กฤษณพงศ์กีรติกรนะครับท่านจะมาเป็นประธานในพิธีเปิดงานวันครูโลกให้กับเรานะครับหลังจากนั้นนะครับก็จะไล่เลียงไปตามกำหนดการนะครับดังรายละเอียดที่ท่านได้รับในช่วงลงทะเบียนใครที่ยังไม่ได้รับเอกสารนะครับมีโอกาสก็สามารถที่จะไปติดต่อขอรับได้ที่โต๊ะลงทะเบียนนะครับเรามีการเปิดให้ลงทะเบียนกันล่วงหน้าทราบว่านะครับเต็มกันตั้งแต่ก่อนที่จะถึงวันงานเลยนะครับถือว่าเป็นนิมิตหมายที่ดีนะครับในการที่ได้รับความสนใจจากเพื่อนครูนะครับมาไกลสุดนี่นะครับมาจากภาคใต้มีกี่คนครับพี่น้องภาคใต้ยกมือหน่อยนะครับเราขอเช็คหน่อยว่ามากันมากน้อยขนาดไหนท่านคณบดีจากก็มานะครับครับภาคเหนือมีไหมครับภาคเหนือครับยกมือครับภาคเหนือโอ้ยินดีต้อนรับนะครับแล้วก็คนกรุงเทพครับคนกรุงเทพเจ้าภาพนะครับมาเยอะมากน้อยขนาดไหนนะครับภาคตะวันออกแล้วครับภาคตะวันออกภาคกลางนะครับก็มากันคิดว่าน่าจะกระจายนะครับแล้วภาคสุดท้ายที่ขอถามไถ่ถึงนะครับภาคตะวันออกเฉียงเหนือครับมากันเยอะมากน้อยขนาดไหนนะครับครับสวัสดีครับขอต้อนรับทุกท่านนะครับเข้าสู่งานวันครูโลกนะครับขณะนี้นะครับท่านประธานในพิธีนะครับท่านรัฐมนตรีช่วยว่าการกระทรวงศึกษาธิการนะครับได้เดินทางมาถึงหอประชุมครุสภาชั้น 1แล้วนะครับขอเสียงปรบมือต้อนรับท่านประธานในพิธีนะครับท่านได้เดินทางมาแล้วนะครับอยู่ด้านหลังงานนี้นะครับขอต้อนรับนะครับท่านดร.กฤษณพงศ์กีรติกรรัฐมนตรีช่วยว่าการกระทรวงศึกษาธิการนะครับมาเป็นประธานในพิธีเปิดในเช้าวันนี้นะครับในช่วงพิธีเปิดนะครับก็ใคร่ขอความอนุเคราะห์นะครับจากทุกท่านนะครับปิดเครื่องมือสื่อสารหรือว่าเปลี่ยนเป็นระบบสั่นนะครับในช่วงของพิธีเปิดนะครับขอความอนุเคราะห์จากทุกท่านนะครับปิดเครื่องมือสื่อสารหรือว่าเปลี่ยนเป็นระบบสั่นนะครับขอบพระคุณมากครับตอนนี้ก็ใกล้เวลาที่จะเริ่มงานแล้วนะครับงานของเรานะครับมีทั้งวันนะครับก็คาดหวังว่าในช่วงบ่ายก็จะเวทีก็จะล้นหลามนะครับผู้ชมก็ยังคงอยู่เพราะว่าในช่วงบ่ายนะครับ Country Report น่าสนใจมากเลยนะครับสถานการณ์ทางการศึกษาของแต่ละประเทศจะขึ้นในลักษณะของการอภิปรายกลุ่มร่วมกันนะครับโดยจะมีการแปลเป็นภาษาไทยนะครับเรามีทีมแปลนะครับในส่วนของงานเราก็จะแปลกันแล้วก็จะขึ้นจอจะเป็นสรุปที่เป็นเวอร์ชันภาษาไทยให้ด้วยนะครับครับช่วงนี้ก็รอเวลาสักครู่หนึ่งนะครับจะเข้าสู่พิธีเปิดในลำดับต่อไปครับ
งคือน้ำแรงของครูทุกเขตขายโอ้เหนื่อยมาแสนนานงานสิ้นหนักช่างสมนาเบิกดวงดาวพราวนภาแต้มดวงตาเติมฟ้างามยามเมื่อเทียนสีทองงามส่องฟ้าวอนสายลมปลิวผ่านวานทานดาวเด่นนภาเป็นห่วงคนปั้นดาวหรือเปล่านะเพียงสัญญาจะรักดีก็สุดใจ
ครับบรรยากาศณหอประชุมครุสภาชั้นหนึ่งที่พวกเราอยู่กันตรงนี้นะครับก็มีการถ่ายทอดสดนะครับสัญญาณไปตามจุดรับสัญญาณต่างๆทั่วประเทศไทยนะครับมีมหาวิทยาลัยที่ร่วมเป็นเครือข่ายกับเรานะครับการรับผิดชอบสัญญาณตรงนี้นะครับก็จะมีการจัดงานคู่ขนานครับในแต่ละภูมิภาคได้ร่วมกันจัดงานใช้วันเดียวกันเลยครับวันที่ 5 ตุลาคมนี้นะครับในการที่จัดงานวันครูโลกนะครับโดยส่วนหนึ่งก็จะมีคณะครุศาสตร์ศึกษาศาสตร์จากมหาวิทยาลัยในภูมิภาคต่างๆแต่วันนี้ในส่วนของผู้แทนนะครับที่มาจากแต่ละประเทศนะครับถือว่าเป็นนิมิตหมายที่ดีนะครับในการที่เราได้ครบถ้วนนะครับทั้งหมดทุกประเทศเลยผมขออนุญาตนะครับในส่วนของช่วงบ่ายนะครับนำเสนอไล่เรียงกำหนดการให้ฟังคร่าวๆนะครับในช่วงบ่ายที่จะเป็นการนำเสนอ Country Report ซึ่งเป็นสถานการณ์ทางการศึกษาของแต่ละประเทศนะครับเราจะมีการดำเนินการอยู่ 2 ช่วงครับประเทศที่มาร่วมงานเราจะแบ่งเป็น 2 กลุ่มโดยในช่วงแรกนะครับหลังจากเข้าสู่กิจกรรมในช่วงบ่ายนะครับก็จะมีผู้แทนจากประเทศบรูไนดารุสสลามนะครับกัมพูชาอินโดนีเซียลาวมาเลเซียและก็เมียนมานะครับที่จะนำเสนอ Country Report ในช่วงแรกหลังจากนั้นนะครับในช่วงที่ 2 ก็คือประเทศที่เหลือซึ่งอยู่ในกลุ่มอาเซียนของเรานี่เองนะครับได้แก่ประเทศฟิลิปปินส์สิงคโปร์ติมอร์เลสเตเวียดนามและก็ไทยเป็นอันครบถ้วนนะครับในส่วนตรงนี้ก็จะมีการสรุปรายละเอียดต่างๆนะครับเป็นภาษาไทยในขณะที่มีการนำเสนอด้วยแล้วก็จะรวบรวมเอกสารต่างๆเผยแพร่นะครับไปทางเว็บไซต์ของครุสภาและก็เว็บไซต์ของโคโฮสก็ได้แก่คณะศึกษาศาสตร์ครุศาสตร์นะครับที่เป็นเจ้าภาพร่วมกันในการจัดงานนะครับงานในปีนี้นะครับถือว่าได้รับการตอบรับเป็นอย่างดียิ่งนะครับโดยเฉพาะปีนี้นะครับจากผู้แทนครบถ้วนทั้งหมดเลยนะครับครบถ้วนทั้งหมดมาอยู่หน้าที่นี้แล้วนะครับเราก็จะมีการสังเคราะห์ทำเป็นงานวิจัยนะครับสังเคราะห์ Country Report ซึ่งเป็นสถานการณ์การศึกษาของประเทศในกลุ่มอาเซียนนะครับหัวข้อในการที่เราจะอภิปรายกันในวันนี้ครับ Teaching Professional in ASEAN นะครับถือว่าน่าสนใจมากโดยเฉพาะอย่างยิ่งในนโยบายของการเตรียมรับเข้าสู่การรวมกลุ่มประชาคมอาเซียนซึ่งจะมีการ kick off อย่างเป็นทางการในวันที่ 31 ธันวาคมปีหน้าเหลือเวลาอีกไม่นานนักนะครับเราก็จะถือว่าเข้าสู่ประชาคมอาเซียนอย่างเป็นทางการวันนี้เรามีผู้แทนจากประชาคมอาเซียนมาครบถ้วนกระบวนความทั้งหมดเลยนะครับตอนนี้ก็รอช่วงเวลาเปิดสักเล็กน้อยนะครับน่าจะได้เวลาประมาณสัก 9 นาฬิกาเวลาดีพอดีนะครับ
สอนเจือจุนให้รักแท้อบอุ่นหวังสิทธิ์ก้าวเดินจำเริญก้าวไกลพระคุณครูจดจำไว้มันชั่วชีวันไม่ลืมเลือนจดจำไว้พระคุณครูสถิตกลางใจทูลไว้พร้อมทดแทนพระคุณครู
Good morning. Greeting in Southeast Asian languages. Start by Cambodia, Khmer, Chumriep Sua Sok Sabaidi. In Laos, Sambaidi. In Myanmar, Mingalaba, for our colleague from Myanmar. From Vietnam, Xin Chào. For the Philippines, Magandang Umaga. Salamat pagi for the countries that are speaking Bahasa Melayu and Bahasa Indonesia. Bom dia for the Timor-Leste colleagues. And for the Singapore, of course, good morning as an official language, and Sawadee ka. So welcome you all to the Teacher Council of Thailand, which is the venue of the World Teachers Day 2014 today. Before we begin the opening ceremony, I would like to provide you with information about the programs. We will first start with the opening ceremony with the welcome remark from Professor Dr. Paithun Sinlarat, the President of the Teacher Council of Thailand. Then we will follow by the remark of Dr. Gwangjo Kim, the Director of UNESCO, followed by remark from Dr. Withaya Jiradeshakun, the Director of CMIO. And then we will follow by the opening address of His Excellency Dr. Gritsanapong Giratikon, the Vice Minister of Education, Ministry of Education, Thailand. Later on, we will later start the keynote sessions. The keynote session will start by Dr. Gwangjo Kim, a special keynote address on teaching and learning, achieving quality for all. Then after Dr. Gwangjo Kim keynote address, we will follow by the plenary lecture. There will be 2 speakers for the plenary lectures. First, we'll start with Dr. Ethel Agnes Pascual Valenzuela from the Philippines, CMIO Innotech from the Philippines. Then carry on with another lecture from Professor Dr. Paithun Sinlarat, the President of the Teacher Council of Thailand, and then we will have lunch. In the afternoon, it will be another interesting sessions in the afternoon because we will hear varieties of experience from countries. It's a very great privilege that we have all the member countries of Southeast Asia, 11 countries here, to share with you the experience of teacher education in ASEAN, including Timor-Leste in Southeast Asia. So very privileged and very useful information for you all to be here. So all the countries that we invite, there are the experts from Teacher Education Institute that can give you insightful information, including Thailand as well, that you will receive the information from them. Okay? So before we start, this is the program that I would like to inform you, and then later on we will proceed further for the official ceremony. Thank you very much. So welcome you again to the International Conference on Teaching Profession in ASEAN. My name is Tin Siri, and I'm from CMIO. I will be your MC this morning. For this year event, the International Conference or the World Teachers Day, it is graciously hosted by the Teacher Council of Thailand together with the Office of Permanent Secretary, the Ministry of Education, Thailand. Together with these 2 main organizers, there are universities, key universities in Thailand who are the partners and other international organizations. The international organization that are partner with these two key organizers is UNESCO and CMIO. The university that are also partner with this event is first Burapha University. The second one is Chiang Mai University, which is located in the north of Thailand. The next one is Thaksin University in the south. In the east, we have Khon Kaen University. In the west, we have Ratchapat Ratchanakarin University. And also, we have Ratchapat Nakhon Sawan, which is in the middle of province of Thailand. So, in addition to that, we also have Ratchapat Suandusit, who are the partners in organizing this event. And the reason I mentioned to you who are the organizers, because this year is very special and very unique. This is the first time in the history of the World Teachers Day celebration in Thailand that we will broadcast live the event throughout Thailand through these 5 universities as we speaking. As I mentioned to you, we will broadcast live to the north, Chiang Mai, Ratchapat Chiang Mai University, to the south, Thaksin University, to the east, Khon Kaen University, to the west, Ratchapat Ratchanakarin, and also to Ratchapat Nakhon Sawan in the central. So imagine not only here, you see teachers all over Thailand will also hear or listen to you and share the experience. They will also have the interactive live exchange of information throughout the day. So we are part of the history in the making of how we celebrate the Teachers Day in Thailand. So the World Teachers Day, it is as we know, that it is a very special day that we recognize, we celebrate, and we honor the contribution that the teacher has provided for us. It is not only to celebrate or to recognize them, but we also use it as forums to exchange of ideas, lessons learned, experience, and information, or share the new knowledge to stimulate the quality of education for teachers, for us, and how they can pass it on to the new generation. So this is why the World Teachers Day is very important. It has been celebrated all over the world since 1994, the World Teachers Day. And the theme of the World Teachers Day this year is invest in the future, invest in the teacher. So that is a very prominent theme or the key word for the World Teachers Day. Thailand, we celebrate Teachers Day since 1947. It is 1957. The Teacher Council celebrated on the occasion, and Thailand Teachers Day is on the 16th of January of every year. So may I start the opening ceremony by welcoming Professor Dr. Paithun Sinlarat, the President of the Teacher Council of Thailand, to deliver his opening remark. Professor, please.
Dr. Kisanaphong Kiratikon, Deputy Minister of Education of Thailand. Dr. Kwang Jo Kim, Director of UNESCO Bangkok. Dr. Vithaya Jira Deshakun, Director of CMIO Secretariat. Dr. Etienne Agnes Pascua, Venezuela, Senior Specialist CMIO in Innotech, the Philippines. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of the Teacher Council of Thailand, I would like to welcome you all to the International Conference on the Teaching Profession in ASEAN on the occasion of 2014 World Teacher Days. In this opportunity, I also would like to thank the UNESCO Bangkok, the CMIO Secretariat Office, and other education partners for your kind collaboration in organizing this conference. As a professional university teacher myself, it gives me a great pleasure to be a part of the conference that will give you an opportunity to exchange knowledge and idea on development of the teaching profession, not only among Thai, but also among 10 members of ASEAN country and Timor-Leste. I believe that the theme of this conference is very timely and relevant to the need of our country and our region to improve the quality of education for all. A primary task of teacher is to bring out the best in students. Teacher here to be able to effectively manage the learning environment for students to encourage them to think critically and creatively. We cannot deny the importance of teacher role in helping students to prepare for success in life. This in turn will benefit economic and social development of our country and bring about a sustainable development. I trust that you will be able to gain international perspective on the improving teaching and learning to achieve quality of education from the UNESCO and CMO. Equally important, you will also get a glimpse of Thailand's education reform policy for improving teacher quality, instructional practice, and teacher status. Ladies and gentlemen, to recognize exemplary performance of teachers in Thailand, a ceremony to award them with certificate of appreciation and medal has been held annually by the Teacher Council of Thailand, along with scholarship and professional development program provided by several agencies in Thailand. The teacher recruitment and accreditation system in Thailand has been reformed to raise the image and status of teacher. We are very much eager to share with you our idea and experiences on how to attract those with appropriate knowledge and qualification to the teaching profession, how to increase teacher morale and motivation, and how to retain the best teacher in the system. Again, I wish you to welcome you all here today. I do hope that you will be a present stay in Thailand, and I wish this conference a success. Thank you. ขอบคุณครับ
Thank you very much, Professor Dr. Paitun Sinlarat, the President of the Teacher Council of Thailand. Next, I would like to invite Dr. Gwangjo Kim, the Director of the UNESCO Regional Bureau for Education in Bangkok, to deliver his remark.
Your Excellency Dr. Krisanapong Kilti Kara, the Deputy Minister of Education of the Kingdom of Thailand, Professor Paitun Sinlarat, President of the Teachers Council of Thailand, Dr. Vitaya Jerade Chakor, Director of CMO Secretariat, distinguished participants, colleagues, ladies and gentlemen, Saudi Krab, and good morning. Teachers transform lives. They inform, they inspire, and they plant the seeds of sustainable, peaceful future to which we all aspire. The potential of teachers to bring about positive changes cannot be underestimated. Indeed, as American historian Henry Adams once noted, quote, "A teacher affects eternity. He can never tell where his influence stops," unquote. It is my pleasure to join you here on the 20th anniversary of the World Teachers Day, on an occasion on which we celebrate the tremendous contributions made by the educators in our societies. It is also time for us to reflect on the obstacles that keep them from realizing their potential. I would like to thank the Thai Minister of Education, the Secretariat Office of the Teachers Council of Thailand, the Thai Education Dean Council, and related universities in Thailand for jointly organizing this important event. On behalf of UNESCO Asia Pacific Regional Bureau for Education, I would like to express our sincere gratitude to teachers throughout ASEAN and in Thailand in particular for their unwavering commitment to education and service to their nations and to children. Thailand has a long and proud tradition of devoted teachers who have shared their wisdom with the learners, and that tradition continues to this day. Teachers have long occupied a special and respected position in Thai society, and deservedly so. I too would like to express my admiration for the work they do. Teachers hold the key to a better future for all of us. Their legacies linger far beyond the classrooms. They are the ones who foster in our youth the drive to become the innovative and responsible global citizens we need to build the inclusive knowledge societies we want for the 21st century. Quality education hinges on a professional, committed, and competent teaching force. To make this a reality, countries must recruit and retain capable teachers, as well as provide them with the tools and training they need to be effective in the classroom. Progress in this regard has been far from satisfactory. Simply put, there is a severe shortage of professional, well-trained, and properly supported teachers, and this is having a direct impact in our ability to deliver quality education to our youth. According to UNESCO statistics, 464,000 new teachers need to be recruited in East Asia and the Pacific to achieve the goal of universal primary education by 2015, which is next year, 19,000 new recruits and 445,000 to replace those leaving the profession. Of course, merely filling these posts is not an adequate response to this challenge. Teachers' quality is just as crucial. Far too often, teachers remain underqualified, poorly paid, and accorded little status in society. Professionally trained teachers are the most important factor in a quality education. We must equip them to succeed, and that requires improved initial training and continuous professional development and support. We are glad to see that member states in this region, including Thailand, are making strides in developing robust teacher education systems that respond to these two fundamental needs. Teachers deserve to be accorded the respect they deserve for the contributions they make to our societies, and their career path and financial status also need to reflect this. Unfortunately, in many countries, this is not the case. And until we rectify this situation, we will be unable to recruit our nation's best and brightest into the teaching profession. These issues are addressed in the 1966 ILO UNESCO recommendation concerning the status of teachers and the 1997 UNESCO recommendation concerning the status of higher education teaching personnel. These two documents remain relevant in the modern context and should serve as a foundation for any teacher-related policy initiatives. I would like to highlight some of our UNESCO's priorities in teacher education for the next 4 years. First, teacher competency standards to inform teacher education curriculum reforms, teacher appraisals, and their professional pathway. Second, professional development and innovative pedagogies with a school-based action research project as a means of introducing innovative pedagogies into classrooms. Third, school leadership, which aims at promoting school-level innovations in STEP management, curriculum adaptation, ICT pedagogy integration, etc. Fourth, status and working conditions of teachers as part of a global monitoring exercise on the applications of the 1966 and 1997 UNESCO Conventions on Teachers. Teacher-related issues have received significant attention in the ongoing deliberations on the post-2015 education agenda. One of the targets identified in the Muscat Agreement is for governments to ensure that all learners are taught by qualified, professionally trained, motivated, and well-supported teachers. The recently issued Bangkok Statement also recognized that quality learning is a priority for the region and that teachers are at the heart of this. Before I conclude, I would like to underscore how the teaching profession, more so than other professions, requires great devotion as well as high ethical and moral standards. Without these, the task of educating youth who reflect these same values is impossible. I'm happy to see that these values are deeply rooted in Thai society and beyond in ASEAN. I will leave you with the words of His Majesty, the King of Thailand, who said, quote, "Education and those directly responsible for it, namely teachers, are of great importance. The people's education is the indicator of the advancement or the decline of a country. The work of teachers, therefore, means the life or death of a country," unquote. Let us celebrate their work on this special occasion throughout this conference and indeed every day. I wish this conference every success and thank you very much. Khop khap.
Thank you very much, Dr. Kim, for the remarkable speech for the opening. Next, I would like to invite Dr. Withaya Jiradechakun, the Director of the Southeast Asian Ministers of Education Organization, or CMIO, to deliver his remark. Dr. Withaya, เชิญค่ะ
Okay. Guangzhou is taller than me, so I have to move this down a little bit. So, okay. Your Excellencies, Dr. Krishnapong Kiriyakitakon, respected Dr. Paitun Silalat, President of the Teachers Council of Thailand, respected Guangzhou Kim, Director of UNESCO East Asia Pacific, distinguished members of the international organization, members of CMIO member countries, distinguished presidents, professors, fellow teachers sitting here, may I extend to you the warmest greetings from the Southeast Asia Ministers of Education Organization, in short, CMIO. I may take longer time, a bit more time, because this is only once a year of occasion to speak. So please bear with me. We are all teachers. I am a teacher. And I like to refer to a quote from one of, we know in one part of him is that he is a great scientist, but the other part, he is also the great teacher, a great professor, Albert Einstein. He said, "It is the supreme art of the teachers to awaken joy in creative expression and knowledge." Albert Einstein himself is an educator, a professor in German universities. Given his genius and passion for knowledge, where he says about teachers and teaching, it is something we can learn and can get insights from. In this simple quote alone, Einstein conveyed a number of points, meaningful points that we may be able to learn from him. The first one, he referred to teachings as an art. Second one, he also referred to teaching as something is a joy in learning. And also teachings also for creativity in expression. And also, last one, teaching is also a continuing quest for knowledge, never stop. Your Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, today's celebration of World Teachers Day, the spotlight is on teachers and their key roles in moving the world, figuratively, towards advancement. The students who are the end products of the teaching profession have a magnitude of roles, expectations, and challenges to face the world of work. I would like to move from global perspective to regional perspective, that is on Southeast Asia itself, particularly focusing on the very short near future ahead of us next year is 2015, that is on ASEAN Economic Community. Undoubtedly, this new development, even though it's not new because we have prepared for this for quite a number of years in many countries in Southeast Asia. But the AEC itself will create a more efficient and integrated and competitive economic environment within ASEAN. The sweeping changes that will be brought by the AEC in 2015 will impact the existing economic environment in significant ways. I say significant ways. And will also impact the way companies, governments, institutions, and organizations conduct their operations. As such, the AEC also has important ramifications for the way ASEAN is teaching its students. Students whose entire careers will take place under this new and more complex ASEAN economic environment. When we talk about students, we also have to talk about the teachers. And now, more than ever, students need to be taught on the higher order skills that the world should prepare them, even way past 2015. Students have to be educated and trained to acquire the 21st century skills such as creativity, innovation, critical and problem-solving skills, communication and collaboration skills. A proper combination of what I call hard skills and soft skills, I believe. This will make our students employable, creative, and also thrive in the career that they will choose. Your Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, improving the quality of teaching is a primary agenda for Southeast Asia. In the recent concluded CMEO College module number 1, which is called Strategic Dialogue for Education Ministers, which was held on 13th of September 2014, right after the ASEAN Ministerial Meeting in Laos, PDR. The education ministers of 11 member countries of Southeast Asia have identified several areas in education where there are needs to push for innovation and paradigm shift. I will talk about this one by one. However, the areas that have been mentioned quite intensively by the ministers include technical vocational education and training, include higher education, include basic education, focusing on out-of-school children, also focusing on early childhood care and education, ECCE. Why we focus on this? In that ministerial dialogue, we focus about the future, forward-looking future, looking ahead beyond 2015. And what is going to happen? So the focus is on ECCE, which is to really to groom those who are at the very beginning stage up to the higher education stage. These are important to provide a good connection between good basic education, good higher education. And also, in the last one that I did not mention, just a few minutes ago, which I will mention now, that is on all of us here, it's about the teachers. The ministers also focus on the teachers. The education ministers talk openly on how to make the teaching profession a profession of the first choice rather than the last choice. It used to be that the teaching is a prime and prestigious profession long ago. I don't know, but now it's coming back. And then what happened these days, teaching has become another one of the careers, of the choices that the student will choose when they have no other choices. So this is one thing that has been focused. And then, toward this end, the Southeast Asia countries were in consensus in the systems that had to be put in place nationally and regionally. One recommendation is that for the establishment of the national, one recommendation is this establishment of a clear, expected Southeast Asian-wide competency framework for teachers, a systematic, comprehensive, flexible, and experience-based model. Next to this is that teacher development and management reforms from recruitment to retirement, based on clear teaching competencies frameworks from preschool teachers to head schools and teachers educators. CMEO has in fact substantial efforts toward this goal. The CMEO-wide head teacher competency framework has been developed by CMEO Innotech and the other partners. CMEO Innotech is in the Philippines, one among the 21 CMEO centers that have been located in different member countries of Southeast Asia. CMEO TropMed in Thailand, in Philippines, in Malaysia, CMEO Innotech in Thailand, CMEO SPAFA, and also 6 CMEO QTEPs in Indonesia, CMEO Rexam. So I think I invite you to browse to the CMEO website then to get a deeper understanding of what we are doing for Southeast Asia. Ladies and gentlemen, on the regional scale, I think CMEO is also working with UNESCO, working with UNICEF, and another organization called ANEC to develop what we call the competency framework for pre-primary teachers in terms of professional development. And most recently, just I think last week, we just concluded the discussion with UNICEF in terms of the Southeast Asia primary learning metrics kind of project that we focus on in 11 member countries of Southeast Asia. And also, I think we will have a launch of this event in the CMEO Congress in the forthcoming, in the next few weeks. I hope that everybody sitting here could also join that CMEO Congress. I extend to you our open invitation again. So please, sorry, I make some advertisement for my CMEO Congress. So I hope you don't mind. And also another one in the, we also in CMEO, we have what we call the high officials meeting on basic education. It means that those who are in charge of basic education will have a yearly meeting, and the most recent one concluded in Brunei, Jerusalem, also mentioned about the needs for us to have the what we call the regional framework of basic education, focusing on some kind of competency network, not so rigid, something that we could work together to accredit in order to mobilize, to support the mobility of the teachers of school, high school, secondary school students to mobilize among the Southeast Asia. And that will be also held in November, in the 1st of November in this year. That is CMIL Rexam is going to head that project. Ladies and gentlemen, the issue of another one that is so important that CMIL member countries also highlighted, there is the need to put what we call the QA, quality assurance mechanisms in place, and to have this quality assurance as an integral part of the teaching process, such as competency standards, rigorous certification procedures, induction, probation for new teachers, performance appraisal, career progressions, and recertification process, and others. So many things to do. Ladies and gentlemen, the issues of improving recruitment and professional development of the teachers are only but two of the many issues that we seek the teaching profession. A significant concern that directly impacts the students is teachers' competencies and teaching strategies. At a practical level, teachers should be able to, among others, to teach students to include the following characteristics. Number one, to teach them to have the value of to see values of questioning common, widely shared assumption. The need to encourage students to question what one assumes he knows might be something that he really doesn't know. And this could trigger discussions leading to reshaping of his thinking and eventually towards forming new ideas. Second one is to teach the student to generate new ideas. Oftentimes, unconventional ideas are viewed as something strange, something foolish, and are outrightly ignored, if not rejected. Innovativeness then is stifled. Environment must be relatively free of harsh criticisms. Instead, it should be full of encouragement to let students develop their ideas into projects. And the last one I have here is that to promote the value for teachers as a modeling. The teacher serving as model for creative behavior, innovating in teaching is liberating for the teacher himself, making teaching fun, engaging for the students. These are key qualities that will create a culture of creativeness and inspire to acquire a joy of learning, as Albert Einstein put it, awakened the joy in creative expression and knowledge. Ladies and gentlemen, in terms of the paradigm shift, the education ministers indicated the need for paradigm shift that I must say that I am in total agreement. You could also say that reshaping, the rethinking, new way of thinking, new way of reshaping education. As some of the proposed changes are not totally new, and to some instances, we don't need to be reinventing, but we don't need to be reinventing the wheel, but the issues of transformation to thrive in an increasingly complex digital world is important. In this transformation, teachers play a critical role in ensuring the students, the future working citizens of the world, will leave the schools and are able to thrive, are able to reinvent themselves and continuously seek knowledge. The supreme art of drawing out from each and every student that for them to inculcate lifetime desire to learn And as a former professor myself, I believe strongly that inculcating the desire to learn is the best indicator of a teacher's success. I would like to refer as a concluding reference to my speech here is a quote by Galileo. He said that you cannot teach a man anything. You can only help him find within himself. You cannot teach a man anything, but you can only help him find within himself. This is so meaningful. So that, ladies and gentlemen, my warmest greetings to all teachers in this event. Happy Teachers Days. May you all continue to be inspired by the great world you are creating, because our world is comprised of people who at one stage in their lives have been taught by and learned from a teacher. Good morning. ขอบคุณครับ สวัสดีครับ
Thank you very much, Dr. Withaya, for the remark on behalf of CMIO. Ladies and gentlemen, for today, it is a very, very good honor and privilege for us to have the Deputy Minister of Education, Thailand, to preside over the opening ceremony today. So it is my honor and privilege to invite Dr. Gritsanapong Giratikon, the Deputy Minister of Education, Minister of Education, Thailand. ขอเรียนเชิญค่ะ
Excellency, the Ambassador of the Kingdom of Cambodia, President Emeritus Dr. Paitun Sinlarat, President of the Teachers Council of Thailand, Dr. Kwang Joachim, Director of UNESCO Bangkok, Dr. Withaya Jiradeshakun, Director of the CMO Secretariat, Dr. Ethel Agnes Pasco Valenzuela, Senior Specialist, CMO Innotech, the Philippines, distinguished participants from Southeast Asian countries, honorable guests, ladies and gentlemen. It is both an honor and a pleasure for me to be here today on behalf of the Minister to inaugurate Thailand's celebration of the World Teachers Day 2014. I come here as both so-called a politician and a professional teacher. I'm a teacher myself. I've been teaching engineering and technology for over 4 decades. And I was still teaching and supervising thesis before I became a minister. I hope that when I retire from this position, I'll go back and become a teacher again. I greatly admired the efforts by the Teachers Council of Thailand, or KHURUSAPHA, in collaboration with UNESCO Bangkok, the CMO Secretariat, and our education partners to organize this conference. This is an excellent opportunity for delegates from Southeast Asian nations and Thailand and Timor-Leste to examine and exchange on how we can develop the full potential of teachers and enable our teachers to improve the teaching so that our teachers can pave better path for our children and our nation. I had a short opportunity to scan the documents that are made available at this conference. I greatly appreciate member countries that make available to us this very valuable information. I hope that we could have this opportunity to share information experience in the future again. Organizing such conference, in particular this one on teacher profession in ASEAN, on the occasion of 2014 World Teachers Day, is not only timely, but also relevant to the major challenges in the world of the 21st century, as mentioned by Director Kim and Director Withaya. I think efforts to improve quality of education for all has become increasingly important all over the world. As the theme of this conference is about, if we want to invest in our future, we have to invest in our students through investing in our teachers. Efforts must be driven so that they could have effective teachers who can plant seeds of wisdom and aspiration in students so that they can grow up to lead prosperous and fulfilling lifestyle. Personally, I've been saying many times that the reason why I'm here is because I have good teachers in the past. I couldn't have been here without what my teachers have done to me. This conference will hopefully stimulate ideas on how to improve teaching competency and standards and develop the teaching profession. The conference theme is consistent with the essence of the recent Education for All Global Monitoring Report, which suggests strategies to improve the teaching and learning process in order to achieve quality education for all. Ladies and gentlemen, the conference theme captures Thailand's education reform policies for improving teachers' quality, instructional practice, and teacher status. The reform of teachers and education personnel is be given high priority in Thailand. Those who have followed the events in Thailand would see that we are going through this great expectation of a reform assembly will be set up to cover 11 areas, and education is one of them. In this reform area, we will be selecting something like 50 eminent persons in each reform area, including education. And there are over 700 applicants to be selected in this education reform area. The names that have been selected is being transmitted for endorsement. So for the next couple of years, we would see this National Reform Assembly or NLA, and hopefully after this NLA, we could have this National Education Reform Platform. We recognize that reform is not an easy issue. It would take years and years. From experience of countries in Asia, it would take about a decade to come up with and also instill reform mechanism. The current Minister of Education of Thailand has announced as an urgent policy on teacher recruitment and accreditation system to ease off the problem of teacher shortage in vocational education and basic education. The challenge of Thailand is that in the next 1 decade, about 40% of our teachers will retire. So it represents a great window of opportunity that we could really shape up our education system, and we have ideas from various sectors how we would use this golden window to our best, to the best of the country. We have seen in the last couple of years that at least the quality of the inputs who choose to be teachers have been increasing. I think last week I've seen information that the applicants into the teachers program in Thailand, they are in the top 10% of students in the social science and humanities. So this represents, I think, a very welcome signal that at least Thai students see that teachers is a profession of high potential. So now we could attract very good students into the teacher stream. Teacher potential is also being developed through various ongoing professional development programs. We are experimenting with other techniques, things like teacher coaching. We are looking at examples of our friends in Southeast Asia, how they developed respective professional development program. I think we now realize that teaching is not just downloading knowledge. I think we know what downloading knowledge is like. We download. Teaching is not